Hello students, let us see how gray to binary code converter circuit can be implemented. See, in the last lecture we have seen that how to implement the converter which can have the input as binary number and output as gray, right? So if we let us recall it, in that we got these are the input combination and these are the output combination. So equivalent decimal number of this input combination, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But here if you notice equivalent numbers, decimal number, it is 0, then 1, 3, this is 2, 1, 1, 0, that stands for 6, this is 7, 5 and 4. So what we are going to do in this is gray to binary code converter. We will take input as this numbers in as this sequence 0, 1, 3, 2, 6, 7, 5, 4, right? Because this is the input combination and we'll take output combination as this. So first of all, let us see the logic. What logic says, logic of this circuit. To understand this logic, let us take one example. So 1, 1, 0. If this is the gray code number which is already given us, output of this gray code, that is, let's say B3, B2 and B1. So B3 logic says that your B3 must be equal to G3, so it must be 1. To get next output bit B2, you have to do XORing of the previous output bit, that is B3, and next input bit. So you have to do XORing between B3 and G2. So see, in binary to gray code converter we are doing XORing of next two inputs, but here we are going to do XORing of next input bit and previous output bit, right? So 1 XOR with 1, that gives us 0. To get B1, again the same condition, you have to do XORing between previous output, which is B2 now, and next input. So XORing of this two, that will give you next output bit 0 and 0, that will give you output as 0, right? Because the numbers are same. So let us see how the truth table can be implemented, because see, and for any combination circuit we'll go for the truth table and then K-map. So let us write all those equivalent decimal numbers, which is 0, 1, 3, 2. So 0, 1, 3, 2, 6, 7, 5, 4, right? This numbers we are going to consider as input now. So 0 means 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 3 means 0, 1, 1, 2 means we are going to take it as 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, this is 1, 0, 1 and 1, 0, 0, right? What was the logic? B3, the first bit will be as it is, so B3 must be copied version of B3, G3, right? So it will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now to get B2, what was the logic? Previous output, which is B3, XOR with next input, which is G2. So XORing of this two, that will give you B2. So if you compare this two, when the bits are same, output is 0, 0, 0, 0 means 0, 0, 1, so it is 1, this is 1, this will be 0, 0 and this will be 1, 1. Similarly, to get B1, you have to do XORing of G1 with B2. Here previous output now becomes B2 and next input is G1. So compare these two columns. So same bits means 0 output, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. See, because we have taken this gray code from the previous table, it gives us simple binary combination as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, right? Now for the K-map implementation, if you map this, now see, G3, G2 and G1, it is our input, and B3, B2 and B1, it is our output. So let us take our input as G3, G2, G1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. Let us write all the combinations first. G3, G2, G1, G3, G2, G1. So because this is the gray code and we know that K-map follows the sequence of gray code, so we have to exactly check that it's 0, 0, 0 combination. It means 0, 0, 0, right? 0 0 0 combination, what is our output? So this is, let's say, for B3, this is, let's say, for B2, and this is, let's say, for B1. So we know that 0 0 0, your output is 0, so here it will be 0. For 0 0 1, 0 0 1, your output is 0. For 0 1 1, 0 1 1 combination is this, right? So for that your output is, it is 0, right? So for 0 1 2 3, your output is 0 0 0 0, and then your output is 1 1 1 1. So combination will be this, and B3 is exactly equal to, here it is G3, right? 1 equal to G3. So B3 equal to G3. Okay. Now to get B2, we have to check that what output, how to map the output here, right? So see, for 0 0 0 combination, your output is 0. 0 0 combination, output is 0. For 0 0 1 combination, your output is again 0. For 0 1 1, right? So 0 and 1 1 is here, so your output is 1 in this case. For 0 1 0, your output is 1 in this case. For 1 1 0, so 1 and 1 0, right? So in that case, your output becomes, see, this is 6, right? So your output becomes 1 here, right? And see, if you check here, as per the logic, B3 becomes exactly equal to G3, right? Now let us see the logic of B2. What was the logic of B2? Logic of B2 was, it is nothing but the XORing of next input and previous output, G2 XOR B3. So we have to get output here as G3 G2 XOR with B3. So for 6, 1 1 0, so 1 1 0, what is the output? It is 0 here. Then 1 1 1, 1 1 1, again 0, and for next two it is 1 1. If you see, combinations are this maximum group of ones. For this, if you write the combination, it is G3 from this row, and from this 2 column, common is G2 bar. For here it is G3 bar and G2. So if you see, this is the equation of G3 XOR with G2. But what was the logic? See here, G3 is nothing but is exactly equal to B3. So can we write G3 is equal to B3 here? So equation becomes B3 XOR with G2. That is what the logic. B3 XOR with G2, that will give you B2 column. So this is how to get B2. Similarly, if you map this B1, you'll get the terms. If you map this inputs into this one, you'll get your output as 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 0. You have to map this column into this. So to get B1, see, this is the logic now of XORing it. 0 1, when you get the alternate entries of 1 in K map, it is, your output directly becomes G3 XOR G2 XOR with G1. G3 XOR G2 XOR G1, right? So you have to remember some tricks also here. Right? Reverse of this, that will be the XNORing of inputs. So see, G3 XOR with G2. G3 XOR with G2. If you check here, it is nothing but B2. B2 is also having the equation as G3 XOR G2. So can we replace this as B2? And next is G1. So it also follows our logic that B1 is nothing but, it is the XORing of previous output, which is B2, and the next input, which is G1. Okay, so this is how to get the equations. Now from this, circuit can be implemented. So first of all, let us write the equation. Here you got B3 is equal to G3, you get B2 is equal to B3 previous output XOR with G2, and B1 as XORing of previous output, which is B2, and next input as G1, right? So every time your input is going to change, and you have to take the output which is previous. B3 XOR with B3 is equal to exactly G3. Let me replace this as inputs we have taken as G3, G2 and G1, right? So G3 and B3 are same, so we'll take B3 is equal to G2. B2 is equal to what? B3 and XOR with G2. So we require G2 here. B3 is already we got. if you connect XOR, you'll get B2, right? And to get B1, you require B2, so we'll take B2 from here, and G1 is already there, so we'll connect G1 from here, apply it as input to XOR gate, and you'll get B1. So when you have a circuit this, so you have to provide input as gray code, and you can get your output as binary numbers, right? So this is a small circuit which required again 2 XOR gates only, right? So this is the implementation of 3-bit, because we have considered the 8 combination, 2 raised to 3 is equal to 8 combinations, 3-bit gray to binary code converter. So it requires only 2 XOR gate, right? So further we can also have the 4-bit gray to binary code converters, which will replace here this 8 combination with the 16 combinations. So this is how we can implement any code converter circuit with the simple logic. You have to follow all these steps every time. First truth table, right? Then K-map, then circuit diagram. Right. Okay, so in next video we'll see some other code converter circuit. Thank you very much.